With the recent release of the Apple iPhone SE, this has caused many of us to question whether the Google Pixel 4a is still a good option to wait for, or should we just buy the iPhone SE? More information on both devices coming up. What is up everyone, it's Mr. Pilo, and today here we're going to be looking at some features that the Google Pixel 4a offers that the iPhone SE simply doesn't have, and vice versa. Hopefully this information helps you guys make an educated decision on which phone you guys are going to buy for the year 2020. But let me know down in the comments from the get-go, which phone do you guys think you guys are going to buy, the iPhone SE or the Google Pixel 4a? If the iPhone just simply isn't an option for you, make sure you guys check this video right up here. That's going to take you to a video where I compare the Google Pixel 4 versus the 4a and which device is going to be the better option for you and your money. But let's go ahead and start talking about one aspect where the Google Pixel 4a simply is better than the iPhone SE, and that's going to be the design. If we look here at the design of the Google Pixel 4a, we see that it's going to be a hole punch display, taking full advantage of the frame of the phone being a small compact size and yet having a really big screen on it. Whereas the iPhone SE is kind of using the iPhone 8 design and the iPhone 8 frame of the phone, so that's also going to be giving us a smaller screen, and it's going to give the iPhone SE kind of like an outdated and older look, whereas the Pixel 4a seems like a phone that's going to be belonging in the year 2020. One feature that doesn't seem outdated on the iPhone SE is actually that button on the side that allows you to switch the phone from ring to silent with just a flip of a switch. This is a feature that I wish more Android phones included because it's so simple yet so useful when you need it. Unfortunately, the iPhone SE does come with a small screen coming in at 4.7 inches, and it's an LCD screen display. This is going to be pretty small. I know we were all expecting a small frame phone, but that did not necessarily mean we wanted a small screen. If you look at some of the renders that were very popular, we were expecting a small frame phone kind of like the iPhone SE from 2016, but a full screen phone, which is something that the Pixel 4a is going to do well, and it's going to take advantage of that small frame, and it's going to give us a screen real estate of 5.8 inches, and it's going to be an OLED display. Having an OLED display does have its advantages, especially when looking at pictures or videos. Just like we see here on this video here, we're going to be showing you both the iPhone SE and the Google Pixel 4 with the full white background display. And as you can see on the iPhone SE, we see more of those yellow tones and a little bit of green tones, whereas on the Google Pixel 4 we have more of the cooler blue tones, making it seem more like a true white. Speaking of cameras, something that the iPhone SE doesn't have is night sight, so we won't be able to take clean, clear photos in low light situations. As you guys can see here, the Pixel 4 does an amazing job at adding colors to those dark backgrounds, whereas the iPhone SE is simply lacking. Unfortunately, the iPhone SE also can't take portrait mode photos of pets or objects, as we can see here on the video. If we try to point at anything other than a person, it's going to tell us that there was no person detected in the frame of the camera, and therefore won't be able to activate that portrait effect for the photo. But one thing that the iPhone SE does better with the portrait photography is that because there is only one camera in the back, it does not zoom in to take a portrait photo. If we look at both photos here of the Google Pixel 4 and the iPhone SE, the Google Pixel 4 crops in and therefore doesn't really give me that separation from the background because it seems like I'm super close to the camera and it just seems like I have the camera right up in my face. When in reality, both of these photos were taken from the same distance away from me, and the iPhone SE actually does a better job at having that wide angle lens and still giving me that separation from the background that I want with the portrait photo. Also, the iPhone SE is able to record 4K video at 60 frames per second, whereas the Pixel 4 is limited to 30 frames per second. The Pixel 4a does have a huge battery though, coming in at 3080 milliamp hour batteries, whereas the iPhone SE only has 1800 milliamp hours. So this means that the Pixel 4a should be lasting you all day, so if you use it a lot, that might be the better choice for you. It also comes with a USB-C port, so if you have any other Android devices that use the USB-C port to charge, you will be able to use that. The iPhone SE does still use that proprietary Lightning connector, so if you guys used to own an iPhone, you will still be able to use all of those with the new iPhone SE. Also, it does come with wireless charging, so you should be able to just hook it up to any Qi certified wireless charger and it should just start charging. To make wireless charging available, the iPhone SE does come with a glass back. This makes the phone seem very sleek when you look at it from the back, and those colors are very vibrant and they actually pop a lot more than an aluminum case, as we probably will see with the Pixel 4a. Apart from that sleek back, the iPhone SE also has the new A13 Bionic chip inside of this phone. That is the same chip that is inside the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro. So this means that this one is actually going to last you for quite a few years. Even with the iOS updates, you should be able to use this phone for 4 to 5 years at the least. Unfortunately, most Android phones are at the surrender of Qualcomm when it comes to supporting older devices and still being able to get those OS updates and the new security updates. But there have been rumors that Google is actually working on a brand new processor called Whitechapel, and they're going to be using that on their new phones and the Chromebooks. So hopefully with the addition of this new processor, Google will be able to still support their devices, all of their Pixels and their Chromebooks for at least 4 to 5 years, just like Apple does with their phones. If you are interested in learning more about Whitechapel and the Pixel 5, make sure you guys click the card up here. That's going to take you to the video I did comparing both the Google processor versus the other Snapdragon processor that they're thinking of putting into the Google Pixel. As for both of the phones here, the iPhone SE and the Google Pixel 4a are both coming with fingerprint sensors, and their selfie cameras are great for taking portrait photography or just any selfies all around. Both of them also have very unique ecosystems. You either have the iOS ecosystem or stock Android with the Google Pixel phones. If you still can't decide and are just waiting until the Pixel 4a comes out, make sure you guys get subscribed because I will be making future videos on the Pixel 4a and comparing it to the iPhone SE once I have both phones in my hand. Don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoyed the content. It really helps this channel a lot and it helps me keep making videos for you so I can help you guys make the right decision when you're buying your next smartphone. Thanks again for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you guys around.